It's the book club for kids.
The book club for kids.
It's the book club for kids.
It's the book club for kids podcast.
Hi, I'm Kitty Felde. This week it's a graphic novel with evil twins, lost homework, and a giant snail. Oh, and a talking frog.
I'm positive that nothing crazy, weird, super slimy, or disgusting will happen today.
That's our celebrity reader, veteran sportswriter Keith Thursby. The book is 101 Reasons Why I Lost My Homework Again, The Snotty Snail, by Ofir Lobel. Our readers from Encino, California have lots of questions for our writer.
How do you write all the words? Because when I write, it's really hard for me to put all the words down.
They also want to know how Ofir comes up with his characters.
I'm a boy, so my hero will be a boy, for now, for the beginning, and he will be a little bit like me.
This is the Book Club for Kids, the show where kids talk about books. We'll tell you how you can be on the show a little later on, but first, let's meet our readers.
Hello, my name is Aviva.
Hi, my name is Clara.
Hello, my name's Neve.
Hi, my name's Chloe, and we are all in 5th and 3rd grade, and we go to Valley Beth Shalom Day School in Encino, California.
The book is 101 Reasons Why I Lost My Homework Again, The Snotty Snail. So there's this kid that goes to school and then he loses his math homework because of all these crazy adventures that happen before school while he's saving his town.
There are these two twins who want to control the school. They have this snotty snail that they made out of a dinner that they had in France, and then they were going to use that to destroy the school.
Now, the title of this book has to do with homework. What does that have to do with the story?
In the start, there's Danny, the kid. He takes his math homework and he goes to school, but this pigeon eats his math homework.
Well, that doesn't have anything to do with a snail. How does the snail come in?
Because the evil twins are trying to destroy the school with the snail, and they have a machine that controls how big and small the snail can get.
Now, you said it was funny. What's funny in this book?
Danny and his frog Encino are trying to make the onion big because when the slug will smell the onion, it will stop sneezing. So they make all these other things big by accident when they're trying to just make the onion big.
So they wanted the onion to lure it in so that they can make it small again, but then they couldn't find the small button on the control, and they had to go to the
evil twisters.
Yeah, so Rona and Kona, and then they had a controller that makes them small, so there was two separate ones. The only way that they would make the snail small is if they'd have a play day and have fun with them, because the twins are lonely, so yeah.
So, I don't know if I believe everything Danny talks about in this book. Do you? No. That all these things happen?
No, I don't believe him. I think that the teacher is a really nice teacher, and he may not believe everything he says, but he just wants to let him off this time.
I think, I don't believe him, but I also think that there is proof, because it says at the end that there was slime on his shoes. So yeah, but that could have been from anything.
I believe him because he was trying to save the world, but I also don't believe him because it's a snotty snail. That would never happen.
Well, let's hear a bit from the book where our hero tries to explain to his teacher what happened to his homework. Our celebrity reader is longtime sports writer and editor Keith Thursby.
Please take out your math homework. Danny?
Mr. Gilbert?
Where is your math homework? You didn't do your assignment?
What? No, yes. Of course I did.
Really? So what happened? You forget it at home?
Well, not exactly.
Okay, so where's your math homework?
You'll never believe what happened to me this morning, ever.
Try me.
The day started like any other ordinary day. Danny, time to get up. I brushed my teeth. Choke. I had a great breakfast. Choke. I put my math homework in my bag. Choke.
On the way to school. Beep, 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 beep.
Boing. Danny, as your pet frog, I'm confident that today will be a perfect day. Beep, absolutely.
Also, as your pet frog, I believe everything will go exactly according to plan.
Woo, definitely.
Additionally, as your pet frog, I'm positive that nothing crazy, weird, super slimy, or disgusting will happen today. But most of all, as your pet frog, I'm sure that Mr. Gilbert is gonna be extremely pleased with your homework.
Totally. I'm glad we packed it because the most important thing is to... Holy shamoly! Achoo! Goop! That is the biggest, snottiest snail I've ever seen!
If I were to ask you what your best excuse is to not turn in your homework, what would that be?
My best excuse would be that I didn't have time to do it, and I got home late from an extracurricular that, let's say, I made up. And I got home late, and I had to do my other homework, and my parents were telling me to go to bed, so I forgot to do that homework.
Would that work? Is that a good excuse?
It does sometimes work. I tried it on my teacher, and it does work sometimes, so yeah.
I want to hear your evil laugh, because we've got a pair of twins who are the evil superhero types in there. So, and they have a pretty weird laugh in the book, but let me hear your evil laugh. That's pretty evil. That's even eviler.
Mwahaha.
Oh, there we go. All right, favorite character in the book?
Rona and Kana, because I love the antagonists in books and movies.
Does that mean you always root for the bad guys in movies?
Pretty much, yeah. Unless there's somebody I really like and I can't root for the bad guys because I just have to root for the good person.
Favorite character?
My favorite character is Yokono because he's really funny and he helps Stanny with stuff.
I like the frog Encino because I just love sidekicks and animals, so it's good.
What do you think was the funniest part of the book?
I thought it was funny when Rona and Kona were doing their evil laugh for 4 pages.
I thought that too because I also thought when they were doing their evil laugh, they said instead of did the evil laugh. So I thought that was funny.
If you were going to write a novel or a graphic novel and you were going to create evil characters, because we all seem to like the evil characters the best, what would you include to, give your readers an idea of who that person really is? And maybe it's over the top. I mean, are there certain things that evil characters have to have in order for us to either recognize them or identify with them or something?
In this book, something that makes Rona and Kana seem like evil people is their laugh, because I think a lot of evil characters in movies and books and novels and stuff have an evil laugh, the antagonist in the book.
I also think that their outfits, if it's darker colors, I feel like it's more known as an evil. But you could also be have your character disguised as it's something else and wear bright colors. I think that the evil characters make the story the story and they bring out everything, and that if you don't have them, the story is not a good story. And also they're oftentimes the funniest ones.
I don't think evil people have to be mean to be evil. I just think they could maybe do something wrong. I also think that you can be one for fun if you want, for Halloween.
I think without the evil people, there wouldn't be action, and the book is less drama and all that.
Do you guys have some questions for our writer, Ofir Lobel?
How did you come up with the story and the idea that there's a snotty snail and all those details? How did you come up with it? Because I believe every good writer has to have something that inspires them to come up with something to make the book or show or anything happen.
The inspiration for the book is basically my life. I'm a storyteller. I feed off stuff that happens to me all the time. And when I was a kid, I kept losing my homework. I was very scattered, and I still now my wife keeps reminding me where I put my phone or my keys or whatever. That's a part of my brain that doesn't really work that well. So I compensate with storytelling and imagination. And when I was a kid, that's the thing. I didn't know whether I did my homework or where I left it. So whenever I came to class, I just needed to explain what happened. And at the beginning, it started with, the real story. I left it somewhere, my dog ate it or whatever. And then the first time I added some fantasy to the story, I saw that everybody was fascinated, and I saw that the teacher changed her mood from being irritated to interested, and that opened the door for me to know what I'm supposed to be in this world, a storyteller.
How do you decide who the characters are going to be and how many characters there are and what their names are and what their personalities are going to be like? Because for me, when I do that, it's always really hard because I want them to be so many things.
Well, first of all, you always need a hero, right? So I put myself as a hero. I'm a boy, so my hero will be a boy for now, for the beginning. And he will be a little bit like me, Maybe he will look better, maybe he will be a better athlete, but I get inspiration from real life. And that's a really good tip for writing. Always look around you. Always ask yourself when you write somebody, a character, how would you react? What would you do? What would be the first thing that a character would do? Just look all around and actually write whatever you would do.
How do you write all the words? Because when I write, it's really hard for me to put all the words down and in the perfect place. And with the graphic novel, it's even harder.
I speak the characters. I just feel the characters and I walk all over the room and I say, now we're going to make you smaller. Or I go, oh no. So I use character, I use voices. My kids really like it because when they were young, I used to read them stories and they always ask for stories with voices. So I can be, a monster and I can be a little kid. I just put on the characters.
I want to know how you stay so focused and you get the book done. You get it published, you do the draft, all of that stuff. How do you not get under any pressure? Is there a time limit for you to finish the book?
As a grown-up, you can't just sit and write a book. You need to earn money, go to work, and do grown-up stuff. So I come back from work, I sit down at night, and I write the book. And the thing is that when you write something that moves you, you lose track of time. It just fills you up, and everything flows through your mind and your heart and to your hands. And when you're inspired, you can do anything you want, and it's much easier. You just need to ignite the fire inside and go for it.
Now we come to the part of the show where I ask the hardest question in the world, and that is, what is your favorite book and why?
I have a favorite series of books. It's called The Series of Unfortunate Events, and it's really good. And I like it because there's murder in it, and I love murder because I think it's interesting, and I also love drama, and it's murder is drama. I had a murder mystery birthday party, and it was really fun, and I like solving crimes, and I also think that's part of why I like the evil people in books and stuff. So yeah, I like that book a lot because I like series, and because like if it was just one book, you would have it and then let's say it left off with a cliffhanger and you really wanted to see what happened next. That's what I feel like. So I like having like a series of books so that I can always know what happens next. Yeah.
And that's one of our Book Club for Kids podcast episodes, and we'll have a link to it in the show notes. Favorite book?
I love the Harry Potter series because there's so much happening and it keeps your attention really easily. And I'm always picking up the book because there's always something really interesting that's going to happen next. The characters change a lot, and then it makes you think that some people are evil, but then you find out at the end of the book that they're not, and it was just on someone's orders to do things. So it's really engaging.
My favorite series is Dragon Masters because I think it's a good book because I really like magic and there's a lot of magic and they're trying to solve a lot of problems and there's many cliffhangers. And the thing I really like about it is that there's a lot of going on and they're trying to solve everything with dragons.
My favorite book's called The Good Girl's Guide to Murder. It's about a murder mystery, and I love murder mysteries. I also had a murder mystery birthday party, and it's just a lot of drama, and I love it, and it's like a mystery until the end.
What about you, Ofir? What's your favorite book?
So my favorite book is Le Petit Nicolas, Little Nicolas. It's probably the funniest book ever written. It's just this hilarious, charming, crazy look at childhood through the eyes of a little boy named Nicolas. And the way he describes his adventures, whether it's school or with his friend, is so funny because he takes everything so seriously, even when it's totally absurd. Like when he and his friends get into trouble over something silly or stupid and the whole situation just spirals out of control. So yeah, that's my favorite book because it's not just jokes, the jokes themselves, but the way the book captures those funny little moments in life that we all remember from when we were kids. It's clever and simple and just feels, super relatable, even though it's from a kid's perspective. You should read it because it's impossible not to laugh out loud.
Got a favorite book, Keith Thursby?
Picking a book to share, just one book, wasn't easy. I grew up reading lots of stuff for fun, but especially loved biographies and baseball. Not just baseball books, but I also devoured magazines like Sports Illustrated, Baseball Digest, and the Sporting News. So when I saw Jim Murray, The Last of the Best, on one of our bookshelves at home, I knew that was the right pick. Murray was a columnist. Well, he was the columnist for generations of LA Times readers. I read the sports section cover to cover every day and was lucky enough to work there years later as an editor. This is a great collection of columns, so you can read Murray's words just like when they were published in that morning's newspaper. It's a great way to read about famous players, teams, and events, all written by a legendary sports writer.
We'll have a list of everybody's favorite books at our website, bookclubforkids.org. And if you have a favorite book, you can be on the Book Club for Kids podcast too. Just have your teacher, parent, or librarian send us an email to kitty@bookclubforkids.org, and we will send you all the information. That's kitty@bookclubforkids.org. Thanks this week to producer Chad Francis. Brandon Baker composed our theme with additional music from Andrew Walton. Emma Steinkalmer designed our logo. Thanks to our writer, Ofir Lobel, and our celebrity reader, Keith Thursby. And thanks to our readers this week, Aviva, Clara, Neith, and Chloe from Valley Beth Shalom Day School in Encino, California. We have a free newsletter for teachers, parents, and librarians full of free tips about how to turn kids into lifelong readers. You can sign up at the website, bookclubforkids.org. This episode is made possible by a grant from the LA County Department of Arts and Culture as part of Creative Recovery LA, an initiative funded by the American Rescue Plan. Thank you. And by the way, the makers of Book Club for Kids have created a very different podcast, a mystery about the 10-year-old daughter of a congressman who solves puzzles in the U.S. Capitol and teaches civics along the way. It's called The Fina Mendoza Mysteries, and it's available now for free wherever you listen to podcasts. And if you like the series, check out the books the podcast is based on. Welcome to Washington, Fina Mendoza, and State of the Union are available now in both English and Spanish. And Book 3, Snake in the Grass, about the bitter partisanship on Capitol Hill and how it's led to someone putting snakes in the gym bags and trash cans of members of Congress, comes out in April. Get it wherever fine books are sold. Snake in the Grass, published by Chesapeake Press. I'm Kitty Felde. Thanks so much for listening.